Special medical needs animals are about animals that are perfectly imperfect. They need time, they need care, they need medical treatment that is over and above what a healthy animal would need when they cross our doorstep. Our organization is about saving every savable animal in our community. That's our vision. And so if an animal comes to us, we're making a commitment to do everything we can to save that animal. Abby was actually an owner surrender. She'd been uprooted from her home and she was depressed. She stopped eating and was rapidly losing weight. She developed a condition called fatty liver. The body shuts down and it becomes life-threatening. But there was still light in her eyes. She still wanted to connect with people. She wasn't going to give up on life and we weren't going to give up on her. We were trying everything we could to figure it out, and our last-ditch effort was to resort to a feeding tube. And the feeding tube was successful. She recovered fully. Her appetite for food returned, and with it, her appetite for life.
I went on the website for the Humane Society and I saw her picture and I thought, oh my God, if Joan Collins could be a cat, this is it. Because they had a glamour shot of her in there. So I decided to go look at her. She let me hold her right away and that's it, I'm taking her. Adopting Abby has brought a new energy back into my home that I didn't really realize was missing until she was here. When I first got her, she'd get up and she'd lay on me and she'd lay there and she'd just do that, and all of a sudden she'd just turn her head and she'd look up at me and her eyes would open up real wide and you could see her lips move up and she'd give me a big smile and she'd turn her head back and focus in onto whatever else. Another thing she does that I think is hilarious, she watches TV. She loves the Golden Girls. Well, that beginning music comes on and whenever she is in the house, out she comes and she parks in front of the TV and she sits and she watches the whole show. I feel that my life is better because there's a little completion there that wasn't there. I make a point of being home more than I would before. I'd come home, drop my stuff, and turn around and go back out just to go out. I don't need to anymore. I'm very thankful for the Humane Society and finding Abby there. I think the fact that they helped her recover was a very great thing. I mean, that went way beyond the call of duty. It takes special people to do that. You have to really have a serious love for animals, but they knew what to do to keep her going and had the patience to do so, and look at her now.
Sonny had chronic ear infection problems, and it was so bad that we couldn't even do a complete exam without her yelping in pain. What was best for Sonny was to have surgery to remove the ear canal, the source of the ear infections, something that we didn't have the capability to do here. However, Adobe Animal Hospital, they were willing to help us do the ear ablation surgeries, and after she recovered, we were able to put her up for adoption, and she found a wonderful home.
When I adopted Sonny, I found out that she was a senior dog. She was about 10 years old. There was something so attractive about her little shaved head and her big fluffy body. She's got the great little curly tail, and there was just something about her little crooked smile that was too cute. Sonny is a goofball. She's a total love. She gets along fantastic with my other dogs. We like to play together. She likes to sit on my lap. She's a big kisser. And seeing her so happy, that's been an amazing thing. She's a happy, happy dog, and it's nice to know that after struggling a little bit for the first 10 years of her life, she can just live here and happy for the rest of her life. I think it's really important to adopt dogs that have special needs, or animals in general that have special needs, because they deserve love. There's nothing that makes her not a good dog. She requires a little bit of extra care, but that can happen with any animal, that can happen with any child, that can happen with any pet. And I know that we're gonna have a really long time to love and enjoy her, and I know that she's gonna be really happy here. It is so important to have places like the Humane Society to take care of animals that are neglected or mistreated or abandoned in our society. Sonny wouldn't be here. She wouldn't have ever gotten the surgery she needed if it wasn't a place that was able to provide the medical services. And we would be missing something and she would be missing out on something because she is such a great dog. to have an organization that's able to do that, it's a blessing for everyone.
It's the power of the people coming together around something that they care deeply about. That's what enables these outcomes to happen. The role of Humane Society Silicon Valley is to paint the picture of what's possible. It's to paint a picture of how much this community coming together can achieve, that we can dream a dream that's even bigger than saving all healthy animals, that we can save all savable four-legged lives in our community. Max was 11 years old when he came to us and in extremely poor condition. He literally had spent the entire 11 years of his life in a crate in a garage. And we found out that his kidneys weren't functioning properly. But the thing that was most heartbreaking is he had a rubber band. It was embedded into his neck. It had grown into his neck. Even with that ill treatment, he was sweet and he was gentle, and our staff was able to treat his wounds. We didn't know how much life was left in his kidneys. What we did know was that there was a lot of life left in Max, and we weren't going to give up on him. He was telling us that he wanted to live, and we were going to do everything in our power to make that happen.
When we first adopted Max, we didn't know exactly what to expect, and we prepared ourselves for the worst, that his disease would progress. But when we got him home and he got settled in and knew he was safe, his personality just blossomed. He's bright. He's cheery, he's expressive, he'll tell us what he needs when he needs it, and he is so loving. You just want to melt. Max reminds us every day that we should live life to the fullest. Max reminds us every day that there's love to be had and there's love to give. Max lifts our soul and makes us laugh. If you're having a dark day and Max comes up to you, you can remember where he came from and think to yourself, by gosh, if he did it, I can too. Without him here, I wouldn't laugh as much. I don't know that I would love as much during a day as I do right now. The fact that the Humane Society didn't give up on Max and kept fighting for Max as long as it took for us to find him gives me goosebumps. To have faith in someone and to do everything in your power to make sure that animal is taken care of, it's beyond belief. Every day I thank the Humane Society for bringing Max to us, for taking care of Max longer than most places would let Max live, and giving this wonderful gift.
Having a belief and knowing in our hearts that we will get there, we will do it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.